So this week's episode of Attack on Titan Season 2 English dub was a really big character development episode for one Sasha Browse, aka Potato Girl, who is one of my favorite characters of the show. I can't even lie. She's just so funny and goofy, and she's always stuffing her face, which makes it even more funny. So the episode starts off with a little recap of what happened last time, and the scouts getting ready to embark on a journey to search for the hole in the wall that supposedly these Titans are coming through. So as they're getting ready, Eren, Armin, and Mikasa are talking about the walls and how, there's a Titan in one of them. And Armin's like, we don't even know how they were constructed, so what if they're made out of the same material that Annie encased herself in at the end of the last season? And it cuts to Hanji, who's looking at something in a microscope as everyone's getting ready to leave. She just gets this really worried look on her face. And when she meets up with the others, Eren, Armin, and all them, and Levi is with her, she announces that, yes, indeed, the walls are made out of hardened Titan skin. So there's not just Titans within the walls themselves are made out of Titans, which is just it's just mind-blowing. It's just like, what the fuck is going on around here? You know what I mean? It's just like, what the hell? So yeah, Hanji has also brought along Pastor Nick with her. She's not letting him out of her sights until he spills the beans on what's going on, but she's acting like they're all chummy and things like that. And on the ride there, she tells everyone that he knew about the Titans being in the walls and stuff like that. And Eren and Levi are like, well, let's beat the shit out... Well, Eren's like, let's beat the shit out of this dude and get him to talk, but he can't really do anything because he's still not fully recovered. And Levi, even though his leg is still damaged from when he attacked the female Titan, pulls out a little pistol, and he's like, I will blow a hole in you right here and now if you don't talk. But Hanji's like, look, I already tried that route. Doesn't work. Let's just try something else. And the scene then cuts to Sasha riding with a fellow scout. I guess he's like a superior, who goes ahead. She tells him that there's another village straight ahead, but her village is off into the woods. So he's like, okay, you go to your village, I'll go to this village, and we'll warn them. She's like, okay. They break part, and as Sasha's riding home, she has a flashback of her father and her talking while Sasha's stuffing her face in it, and her father's scolding her on it. And then he's like, maybe we need to abandon our old ways and embrace the new ways to help out people who have lost their homes to Titans. And Sasha's like, no, I don't want to do that. Those people always look down on us like we were savages. I don't want to help them. And her father actually gives her a really touching speech. And it's just like, wow, the English dub is doing a pretty good job. I still think I prefer the dialogue a little bit in the Japanese dub more, but I can't lie. I really enjoy what the English dub is doing. And I found out that Sasha is voiced by Ashley Birch, or Burke, I'm not really sure how you pronounce the last name, who also voices Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a game I'm doing right now. So I thought that was really interesting and cool. So as Sasha is having this flashback, she looks down and she sees that there's Titan footprints in the soil leading into her village, and she's like, oh no, so she hurries up. But when she breaks through into the clearing, there's this whole town that's been built there in the 3 years that she's been gone. And she's like, when did this get here? And she's riding through the town and no one's there. And then she comes across this one house where she sees a Titan in it. Now this Titan looks really, really small at first. It looks like it's no big, maybe just a little bit bigger than a normal human. And it's chewing on this woman's leg. And God, she's still alive. I just couldn't imagine that. Nah, fuck that. I'm good. And she's got a little, I guess it's her daughter. Yeah, it's her daughter. The daughter's just sitting there. She's just petrified. But at the same time, I don't even know if she's just not mentally right at the moment, you know what I mean? And how could you be? You're sitting there actually her back is turned, but at the same time you're listening to your mother getting eaten alive. And all of a sudden, I guess she hears something and turns around, and Sasha's there, and she's got this axe, and she's just driving it into this Titan's neck, trying to kill it. If you get through the nape, then you kill the Titan. And these Titans' skin must be very, very, very durable, because she is hacking away, and that's either a very blunt axe, and it doesn't look blunt at all, or that Titan's skin is just really, really resistant, and makes me wonder what their actual blades that that's in their ODM gear are made out of. Must be some sort of special metal. But where do they get this special metal with all the limited resources they have? It's so mind-boggling sometimes. But anyway, as Sasha's hitting it, the axe literally flies out of her hands and embeds itself in the roof. So she has no choice but to leave the woman to be eaten alive, and grabs the little girl, and they run away. And the Titan then decides to take an interest in them and chase after them. And as it comes out of the house, it doesn't actually grow, but it looks a lot bigger than it did when it was inside the house. Anyway, Sasha's running, and she's promising the little girl that everything will be okay. And the little girl's like, no, it won't. All the villagers knew my mama's legs weren't any good, and they still left without us. And she's just like so emotionally dead right now. But Sasha just keeps promising her, no, it'll be okay, don't worry. And they get to this road, because her horse actually abandoned her. It wasn't funny, but at the same time, it was just like, damn, you can't even keep control of your horse. The horse runs away, so they're running on foot, and Sasha leads the girl, or pushes the girl away. And, I'm sorry, earlier, like, right before the horse, or right after the horse ran away, Sasha spotted a bow and some arrows and picked them up, and her and the girl are running. So she like pushes the girl ahead and says, go, don't worry, no matter what, keep running, and eventually you'll find someone who's willing to help you. She turns around and starts firing arrows at the Titan, and she gets it in the neck the first time, which doesn't do anything. She just barely grazes its ear with the second arrow. Her third arrow gets its left eye, and she's just standing there like, okay, if I miss this one, it's game over. So she waits for the Titan to get super close, and then just says, fuck it, throws the bow, spins the arrow in her hand, and just jabs it right into the Titan's eye, blinding it. But then the Titan starts to get her in a bear hug, and she uses this like move where she like pushes her palm into the Titan's upper jaw and just pushes herself out of its grip. And she was able to do that because she got she got some blood on her from the Titan when she stabbed it in the eye. So she was able to slip out of its grasp and start running. And it takes Titans at least a minute to recover for their eyes to heal. That was revealed in the first season. So she's got at least a minute of running, which I guess can buy you some time, especially if the Titan's not that big or fast. But as she's running, she hears hooves, horses running. She looks up, and conveniently, it's her father with a group of people from the village riding back, I guess, to check to see if anyone was alive. And they had the little girl with them, so I guess they spotted her and picked her up. And she said that, there's someone back there fending off a Titan so I could get away. And they saved my life. And her father's talking to her about it, and she's like, good job. And he was like, good job, Sasha, I'm proud of you. And she was like, thanks, Dad. And that's pretty much how the episode ends. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I like me some Sasha. She's a really enjoyable character. She's like, not the most complex character. In the first season, she was just more of a comic relief. But this episode really delved into her mentality. Oh, and there was a whole flashback between her, Ymir, and Krista that I didn't even talk about, which I apologize. I'll talk about it right now. And Ymir is pretty much telling Sasha, hey, fuck what everyone else says, be yourself. She's saying it in a really dickish way, and Krista's not really getting what Ymir's trying to say. But at the same time, maybe it's a secret tag team duo that they're doing, because those two always seem to be in cahoots with each other. And they're just trying to get Sasha Ymir's trying to get Sasha to be herself, and Krista is saying no, if she wants to reimagine herself or recreate herself, there's nothing wrong with that. It's still her. So I guess in a way they're on opposite ends of the pole here. But either way, overall, it was a good development episode. I remember hearing people say they were upset she didn't die in this episode because she was like almost crushed by that Titan. But why give her so much development only to kill her? I mean, I know Attack on Titan kills a lot of characters. I completely understand that, but at the same time, it just would have been so dumb to give her all that development and then kill her. Nah, let her build upon that development a little more, and then possibly kill her later down the line, so we have a much more tragic death. You know, it's like we've gotten so attached to her, and then she just gets chomped. Which I really hope doesn't happen. Please don't spoil it if it does happen, because I do not look ahead. I mean, I've looked ahead a few times because I was just so curious about something. But I really don't remember most of it, which is good. I think I did that on purpose. I read it at the time to get my curiosity sated and then just kind of like suppressed the knowledge. But anyway, so yeah, that's my review of episode 2 of Attack on Titan Season 2 English dub. It's really good so far, and I've seen the Japanese episodes, which are like 4 episodes ahead, and shit is getting real this season, people. It's going to be good. Alright, so I will see you tomorrow for my review of Dragon Ball Super, and next week for my review of episode 3 of Attack on Titan Season 2. Thank you all so much for watching, have a wonderful day, and I will see you later.